Good evening and welcome to the Tuesday's round of the Tuesday show of the Roundup. I am your host Carl as usual. Yes, I am going to talk about the usual, all the rest of the leagues, all the other leagues from the past weekend, including the Premier League, EFL Leagues One and Leagues Two, and also the European spots as well, European competitions along with the Scottish. Premiership as well. As I said, this will be probably I'll probably be doing this live, maybe a bit more on a Tuesday, depending on certain Premier League games, if there's certain Premier League games on Monday Night Football. But hopefully, I will be trying to go live as more often as well. If you do want to subscribe to, try to hit that like button and hit that notification bell for any upcoming content, and please message in as well on our chat as well. We'll answer your questions and vice versa of what your opinions are saying as well. Right. For the kickoff now, let's start off on the Premier League roundup. And we'll go to St James's Park on Saturday. It was a 1-1 draw between Newcastle and Man City. A goal coming from Gravio, and in the first half, in the 50th minute, but actually got scored a penalty in the second half. I think this was a very very close game, and despite Man City have lost Rodri for the rest of the season, it's really bad. It's really not going to be a huge threat for them. Hello, Vlad. Thank you for waving. Hope you're having a good day as well. Appreciate that. For me, I will say, going back to this, I think Man City's situation is the title race now. Rodgers is now out for the season with an ACL injury, which is going to be huge for the citizens. You know, they got a huge Champions League game tonight against Bratislava later on within the next hour or so. But yeah, it's a bit of a huge concern for how they're going to replace it. We know Ikrai Gundogan is going, one of the replacements going forward along with Rico Lewis. But it is a huge role for City. But for Newcastle to get a point, without having Alexander Isak in the squad due to he broke his toe. But yeah, listen, it was a very open game from both sides, and like I said, Newcastle remain with one win in the top 5 minutes against City, but it was a very good game, and I think you know it's going to be a good season for Man City. I think God is now becoming the main man at the club. I think for Newcastle, he's going to get a huge deal come the end of the next few weeks or so. So yeah, a really good, really, really, really good win, a good draw for Newcastle, and for their trying to get back into Europe this season. Looking at the other weekends as well, Arsenal winning 4-2 against Leicester City. Arsenal was 2-0 by half time, going through Gary Martinelli, who scored his first goal in over probably at least 11. I think it's been 11 months or so, which has been a while for him. And yeah, and a goal from Leonard Trossard as well. But Leicester came back into the game with two goals from James Justin. The second goal in the 63rd minute was a cracking volley as well to hit off the right post and went in. And Leicester had a really good chance as well. My opinion on probably that should be was very controversial was uh, Ricard. Listen, if you're a defender and very much with like a Calafiori should be sent off for the second tackle, but somehow Bonanate Onate getting a booking, which was very for diving. It was very surprising, but Arsenal did get two late goals in the end. Wilfred Ndidi own goal after a deflected shot from the Gabriel Jesus, but Kai Havertz getting the winner in the 99th minute of the game as well. So very huge with Arsenal for their title race campaign as well. But yeah, they could have had some. They could have nearly not got the 3 points after Leicester made a comeback as well. Really huge for the Gunners to with their points as well. Let's go on to over Saturday's games. We'll go to Stamford Bridge. What another game. 4 goals for Cole Palmer. He's the first player to score 4 goals in the first half as Chelsea beat Brighton 2-4-2. First goal for Jorginho Rutter, my former Leeds United player. He's got his first goal in the Premier League after the 7th minute. But yeah, like I said, Cole Palmer was on fire, scoring 4 goals in space of in the first half. I think that's the first ever player someone's done that before. Barbena scored in the 34th minute. I think Chelsea has played a little bit more better. Yes, they conceded 2 goals, which their clean sheet run was only shortly ended, but it was very vital for them to get that to get that 3 points. So I think Enzo Mercer is kind of getting a bit of a stabilised squad. Maybe the goalkeeper situation will need to improve a bit more if Sanchez is going to be going for long term forward at the moment. But it was a good win for Chelsea, and that's Brighton's unbeaten run ended after Stamford Bridge on Saturday. Going on to the other games as well, looking on Saturday as well, a huge win for Everton to get their first win of the season, winning 2-1 against Crystal Palace. Dwight McNeil scored 2 goals in the game. Matt Gray scored the opening goal, his first goal since April 2023. But yeah, a bit of a change for Everton to get that win, bringing back Jerry Bradford. It's been huge for the Toffees, especially how they've been leak of goals in the last 4 or 5 games. But been very very huge as well. I think for Palace, they're still not won a game at the moment. Um, Look, I wouldn't worry about them too much, but it's a bit of concern that they're not got the results that they needed to get. So I think there's going to be needs the hopefully in the next few games that they need to win some games because the bottoms 6, 7 at the moment is quite tight at the moment, and it's been the lowest amount of points in Premier League history as well. Win for Liverpool, winning 2-1 at Wolves. Goals from Konate and Mohamed Salah through penalty. Out Nouri scored for Wolves, equalised Wolves in the 56th minute. I just worry about Wolves is how they're playing at the moment under Gary O'Neill. I think the situation of when I said on Saturday on the Saturday show, they've lost a lot of good players, but they've not done well in the transfer market to replace them. And I think that's a huge story for Gary O'Neill and Wolverhampton Wanderers in that scenario. As for Liverpool, I think under Arne Slot, he's not trying to emulate Jurgen Klopp. He's different. He's going in his different way, and they're getting the results that they needed as well. And yes, they lost to Nottingham Forest a fortnight ago, but a very very good 3 points to 3 points away from home. And yeah, it's been a good start for Liverpool at the moment, despite the lost one game. Arne Slot's still finding his tune of how he's getting the best out of the Liverpool squad. We know, Darwin Núñez is not in the starting lineup for Liverpool most of the game, but like I said, because he was out with an injury, but at least he's getting his chances. I think Ryan Gravenberch is looking more comfortable as a number 6 for the first time. We've seen him more comfortable. He found his position, and Konate is also redeeming himself as well. But yeah, a, just a tough win for Liverpool, convincing win for Liverpool. I think it was tough as well, a little bit tough as well, especially Wolves was trying to get back into the game. But yeah, a win's a win, and I think that was what Liverpool really need as well. Let's go to the other games. Fulham winning against Nottingham Forest, 1-0 at City Ground. Goal from Raul Jimenez. He's now scored his 50th goal. His 50th goal in the Premier League with a clinical penalty. Yeah, it's not much to say on this one. I think Fulham have been really good, decent at their good start of the season as well. I think Forest was very unlucky not to take the chances, but VAR came in with a decision to give that penalty after Morello did actually scrape his stuff at the back of actually on Andres Pereira's calf. So, but yeah, a huge win for Fulham, and they get the 3 points, as well this start of the season as well. In the other draw as well, what a record-breaking start for Brentford. They have now scored three less than that. It's the third game in succession. They have now scored in less than 60 seconds of the clock with Morembo. What a void from Brian Morembo in the first minute as well. But West Ham finally get the equaliser from Thomas Soucek. Listen, Brentford are looking a lot better than it is. They're scoring goals in the first few minutes of the game, which is not surprising. And for West Ham, it's a bit tougher to get a draw after a calamitous defeat against Chelsea over last weekend, over a week ago. So yeah, to get a point was vital for the Hammers, especially their poor start to the season as well. In one of the other games as well, we're going to Sunday's game, we'll go to Monday's game shortly. But on Sunday's game, Everton getting that 2-2 draw against Aston Villa. Both goals from Liam Delap to get his goals off the campaign. But like I said, for Ipswich was behind in with when Morgan Rogers scored in the 50th minute and Ollie Watkins what a header from him in the 32nd minute. But yeah, Liam Delac getting the equalising to get that vital point for for Ipswich. And yeah, they're still not with a win, but it was a very very good individual from Liam Delac to get a point for Ipswich Town. Going into Sunday's game, we have to talk about the red card of Bruno Fernandes. Man United losing 3-0 to Tottenham Hotspur at home. Goals from Brennan Johnson, Dijan Kulusevski, and Dominic Solanke. It was a magnificent display from Spurs, but the red card was controversial. You can see it wasn't the referee's decision to give him the red card. He was told by his assistant because Chris Knight could not see properly, but it's the way how Fernandez did slip, even though it may not be a red card, but it was not, he didn't mean to, but it was a bit silly, for that tackle, unfortunately. So, I think Eric Ten Hag's under a lot of pressure, but Man United board came out yesterday. They're still backing him, with backing him at the moment. It just shows that some of the players for Man United players are not playing for Ten Hag. You can see the signs they were not comfortable on Sunday afternoon. And Spurs, after a bit of a tough start, they hit back with that of getting a win. Hello, Diggs. Yes, hope you're well. Thank you very much for messaging on here. Appreciate that, bro. Right, but going back to the Man United situation, I just think it's just so much pressure on Ten Hag. He's been there for over two full seasons now. You can't be very much, if you're not making any progression. Yes, you've won the League Cup, but the FA Cup. But are they really critical trophies for the Ineos board? Probably not. They need a European title. Then I don't see them winning the Champions League if they get back in. The Europa League, that's going to be really dependable of the favourite teams with the 36 team in there as well. The 36 team league. It's questionable going on with what's going on at Old Trafford. There's a lot that needs to be fixed. There's a lot that needs to be fixed comfortably, and I think I don't know how he will turn it around for Ten Hag. He's got some really critical games coming up as well, especially their way to Aston Villa on Sunday, and then the international break before, and then after the international break they got Brentford, and then way to West Ham, which is going to be a critical month, the critical time for United in this October for this month with their campaign for the Premier League season. And finishing off with last night's game, AFC Bournemouth finally getting their first win of the season after winning 3-1 against their rival Southampton. Goals from Ivan Nielsen, who scored his first goal in the Premier League. Diego Quartara scored as well, and Semenyo scored it for them in the 39th minute. But a little consolation goal for Southampton with Tyler Howard-Bells scoring in the 51st minute. Very good quality effect from Bournemouth. Two different teams contrasting. I think Russell Matt is really under a lot of pressure. The way he's playing out from the goalkeeper, that's not a sustainable way for a team to, if they want to try to stay in the top flight. We see that with what happened with Burnley last season under Vincent Company. You can't play it like it is, and then they've had so much, pressure when when the defenders get pressurized by the opposition forward line. It's just not workable. And to be quite honest with you, as a Leeds fan, I'm glad that it's not us because at least they're going to regret the States are going to regret now they get promoted because they're not playing as it is. It's a very young squad. I think they're just good. I think they're going to be one of the whips for majority of the opposition teams this season. It's a huge worry for Southampton, but for Bob to get that win, I think it was vital for Andrea Aloya. So very much. But yeah, it's a good win for the Cherries, and they get their first 3 points on the board as well. Right, let's go into the tables and just look at the tables and see where all the teams are at the moment. And we'll start off at the top of the start with the table. Liverpool are still on their beaten run at the top of the table with 15 points. Man City and Arsenal are still the only unbeaten teams in the Premier League. Chelsea in fourth. Fulham move up above Newcastle to six. Spurs are now behind them in eighth place, while Brighton and Nottingham dropped down to ninth and tenth place. At the bottom of the table, we can see Wolves, Palace, Southampton, and Leicester, along with Ipswich Town, still not registered a win in the league at the moment. But yeah, with Leicester's defeat and Crystal Palace defeat, they're still now in the bottom four at the moment. Let's go into Leagues One and Leagues Two as well. Start with that EFL Leagues One, Leagues Two. Interesting weekend for most teams, especially if you're a Huddersfield Town fan. Huddersfield lost 2-1 on Saturday. Against Reading, they took the lead into the game as well, but Reading scored unfortunately two goals. Nim scored and Elliott scored in that game as well. In League One as well, and also in League One as well. Bolton won 2-0 away at Crawley Town, which was huge for them. Peterborough United was 2-0 up at Birmingham City, but Birmingham City came back to win 3-2 towards the end after their poor start. Their poor start, their poor slow start in the first half. Other teams will see as well is that Blackpool winning 3-0 against Burton Albion, Wickham winning 2-1 away at Bristol Rovers. Apologies. Lincoln City winning 2-0 away at Cambridge United. It was a 0-0 draw in East London between Leyton Orient and Wrexham. We also had a 2-0 win for Macclesfield Town at Northampton. It was a draw between Shrewsbury and Rotherham with a 1-1 draw. 0-0 draw in Wigan between themselves against Exeter City. Charlton Athletic losing 1-0 away at Stevenage, and Barnsley winning 1-1 at Stockport County. Drawing 1-1 at Stockport County. Sorry. In that table as well. Just to update you, just to give you a clarification where things are. We see that Birmingham City is still top of the table with their unbeaten record at the moment, the only team unbeaten in League One. Wrexham still in second. Huddersfield now dropped down to 10th after another defeat on the run as well. We do see other teams in that Bolton Wanderers are just 2 points below them, but at the bottom of the table, still no wins for Burton Albion and Cambridge United, who's still in the bottom four, along with Shrewsbury and Bristol Rovers. Right, now going on to League Two. And in League Two, it was a win on the weekend for Harrogate Town. They beat Bradford City in the local Yorkshire derby 2-1. Colchester United went losing 4-0 away at Walsall. Match was still postponed for AFC Wimbledon, and that couldn't start due to the recent flooding in at Prowl Lane. Milton Keynes getting a 1-1 draw away at Bromley. Greensby winning 3-2 away at Carlisle United. I know my good friend Chris Welch, who's a very regular member on here, he probably would be disappointed with that result. Fleetwood Town winning 2-0 at Cheltenham. Doncaster losing 3-0 at home to the closest rivals. Chesterfield. Barrow losing 2-0 at Gillingham. Morecambe drawing 1-1 against Notts County. Newport County winning 2-1 against Crewe Alexandra. And Swindon losing 2-1 away at Port Vale. And now go into the tables into the EFL League 2. And in League Two, we got Gillingham in top of the table, along with Walsall and Barrow at the moment. Doncaster Rovers have dropped down to seventh place, with Port Vale and Notts County going above them as well. We also have the bottom of the table, Stanley and Morecambe. The only two teams are still yet to register a win. Carlisle's just above them with 3 points in hand. Now let's go into the Scottish Premiership Roundup. And starting off with all on Saturday's game, a a 6-0 thumping win for Celtic at St Johnstone. They played quite well. Goals from Kygo, Paolo Bernardo, Callum McGregor, Maeda, and Adam Adaya with a 6-0 thumping win after the sacking of Craig Levine's, sacking of Craig Levine at St Johnstone, but it didn't make a difference. Celtic had a thumping win over the weekend as well. It was a bit of a tough draw for Hearts after Ross County took the lead 1-0 early in the game, but Lord Shanklin scored his first goal of the season during 1-1, and that was Hearts' first game since Steve Nace's lost his job. My regards and my situation as a Jambos fan, it's very disappointing. I think there's questions, especially if the investment from Tony Bloom and from Brighton owner is going to be coming in. There needs to be some changes, regardless, because I think when we did give a manager an extension before he got the sacking, it made no sense. His running form was really woeful till his sacking, and like you see the fans' frustration on Saturday when some of the fans were not happy how some fans applauded the Hearts team when they came off the pitch when it's been a mess regarding where Liam Fox, the interim manager, did not play any of the new signings in the starting 11. I think there's a lot needs to be changed completely. I think regardless, we don't know who will get in. I think we got our Europa League Conference League campaign starting this week as well. So it's going to be a question who will come in and turn that club around because Hearts are at the bottom of the table, in 12th in the bottom of the table. It's a disgrace at the moment. It really is. Looking at the other games as well, Kilmartin Dundee United had a 3-goal thriller, drawing in a 6-goal thriller, drawing 3-3. Aberdeen continued their unbeaten run of form. They won 2-1 away at Dundee, and Hearts winning 1-0 against Hibs in front of a full Ibrox crowd for the first time since the stadium had its improvement delays as well. Going to the table as well, Celtic and Hibs are the only two, and sorry, Celtic and Aberdeen are the only two teams with a 100% winning record. Hearts are now 5 points behind the top two. Dundee, Motherwell is now in fourth place with 10 points. In the bottom six, we have Hearts with a point behind. Sorry, a point behind Kilmarnock, while Hibs and Dundee and Ross County are only a point between each other as well. Let's go into the European roundups across Europe. I will start off with La Liga. It was a very very one controversial game between 1-1 draw between Atletico Madrid and the Madrid derby between Atletico and Real Madrid. The game was stopped due to crowd issues during the second half, while the Thibaut Quarta was complaining to officials there were front objects behind his goal, but the opening goal came from Eda Milito from a header from Vinicius Junior, but Angel Correa scored the equaliser. But unfortunately, Marcos Llorente was the player got sent off in the La Liga game on Sunday night as well. And in the other games, Barcelona's 100% winning record came to a halt after losing 4 to Osasuna. Goals from Brian Zaragoza and Albert Barrentes and Budimir for Osasuna, but Paul Victor and Lamine Lamau were the goals for Barcelona. Yeah, stunned for Barcelona fans after they had a very good start in their league campaign, but losing that in that fashion, is very surprising as well. Going into the rest of the other games as well too. Just give me a second to bring all the other fixtures up. And also looking at the other games as well is in the German Bundesliga, it was a 1-1 draw between Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen. A very fast start for them, but it was a draw to separate those two teams. Leipzig winning 4-0 against Augsburg, Borussia Mönchengladbach winning 1-0 against Union Berlin, St. Pauli winning 3-0 away at Freiburg. In Serie A, Inter Milan winning 3-2 against Udinese away. Juventus, after a bit of their slow start to the season, winning 3-0 away at Genoa. Also on Friday night did have Borussia Dortmund winning 4-2 against Bochum in the Bundesliga. AC Milan pulled off a really good convincing 3-0 win against Lecce as well. On Sunday night, we did see So other teams, I've seen some other results as well. Roma winning 2-0 against Venezia, Napoli winning 2-0 against Monza, while Torino losing 3-2 at home to Lazio. And on Monday night, we did have Villarreal winning 3-1 against Las Palmas, and Palma losing 3-2 to Calgary as well. I am going to finish off the rest of the show. Before we go, I will bring up all the fixtures later on tonight as well, because we know we've got some midweek fixtures as well. And I will just share that on the screen with you in a second, just an element of surprise. So we do have at the moment at Red Bull Salzburg also at home to later on today against Brest. Stuttgart at home to Sparta Prague. Arsenal are away at home to PSG. Young Boys facing the trip away to Barcelona. Bayern Leverkusen against AC Milan later on tonight. Celtic face a trip away to Borussia Dortmund. Inter Milan at home to Red Star Belgrade. We got Sporting Lisbon away at PSV, and Slovan Bratislava at home to the champions, the Champions League winner in 2023, Man City. And in the English League Cup, we do have Newcastle at home to AFC Wimbledon, which was supposed to be played at Powell Lane, but they've reversed the fixture to play at St. James's Park tonight. In the EFL Championship, key games on Leeds United away to Norwich. We've got Burnley at home to play with Argyle. Coventry, they're still with their runner form at the moment, struggling at home to Blackburn Rovers. Sunderland at home to Derby County, and then the 8 o'clock kick-off, Middlesbrough away to West Brom. And in League One, we've got some midweek games as well. Key games, Birmingham City top of the table at home to Huddersfield Town. Huddersfield Town needs to get a win to try to boost their chances to get promoted this season. We see Wrexham away to Stevenage, Reading at home to Burton Albion, Stockport away to Shrewsbury Town, and in Leagues 2, as a game because of due to the match postponed at Plough Lane, we do actually participate in the Carabao Cup. So Carlisle at home to Notts County, Barrow away to Doncaster, Harrogate Town home to MK Dons, and Walsall home to Fleetwood Town as well. And going into tomorrow's games as well, another group of Champions League games as well. Junior gets Feyenoord, and then Atlanta go away. The Europa League champions go away to Shakhtar Donetsk. Aston Villa at home to a big game against Bayern Munich. That's going to be a hell of a game tomorrow night. Atletico Madrid away to Benfica. Dinamo Zagreb hosting Monaco. Real Madrid away at Lille. Lope at home to Champions League debutants Bologna. Juventus away to Leipzig in Germany to face RB Leipzig, and Club Brugge at home to Sturm Graz. And in the UEFA Conference League, Rapid away at Ismail Bakshir, and Victoria Gomez home to Celé as well. And then there's other games in the Championship. Preston North End home to Watford, Swansea away to Sheffield United, Stoke versus Portsmouth, and Sheffield Wednesday face a trip away to Bristol City as well. And going into Thursday's games, another set of of the Europa League and Conference League. Spurs going away to Fenerbahce. We do expect also Roma going to Elfsborg as well. Later on, Man United go away to Porto. Rangers at home to Lyon, and also a 20 against Fenerbahce as well. In the Conference League, we've got some other big British teams in there. Haas face a trip away to Dinamo Minsk as well. Lane face the Northern Irish champions face go away to Mold. Chelsea at home to Ghent, as well as the New Saints, the Welsh Premier League champions, away to Fiorentina, and Shamrock Rovers home to Applewell as well. So that is all the fixtures for the midweek fixtures for the rest of the week as well. Like I said, I'd like to thank everyone for listening in. I appreciate that. If you did miss your show, this will be replayed again as well. But I will be back on this Saturday at 11 a.m. for the Saturday show, and then I'm back on again on Sunday night with the Championship review. As I said, if you do want to subscribe, please like and share, and like and share and subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. But as I said, I want to do this short and sweet. I don't rush it. I don't do it long shows like this. But like I said, hopefully you guys have a good week, and I'll see you guys on the weekend as well. Take care for now. Bye bye.